all, we're opening another ScrawlrBox. The Simpsons is on the TV, the Simpsons movie, so we're watching that while we're doing this. So this one is actually 112, and I also made a note that it was the month of Christmas, so this still, and it's quite a heavy box as well, so I think there's a paint palette in here or something like that. Yeah.
Pull, yes. Pull, yes.
You wanna pull it?
Yeah.
Come on. Good boy. Ooh. Oh, I think it might be pastels because that. Yes, even the featured artists. Let's look at the stuff. So it is 112. Let's look at what we've got. Wow, there is a few things. Wow. Right. So, whoa. So this is inside. Right, so we have the compressed Greytones charcoal set, and we also have a Derwent XL tinted charcoal blocks, so there's more than one. This is the sweet.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet, yes. Pull, yes. Pull, yes.
Nope, let's actually do this featured artist before I get onto this, because I feel like my hands are going to get dirty very quickly with this, so let's do that. There is the paper. Oh, it's a blue pad. We have blue paper pad, and it's a lovely shade of blue.
No. That's dark blue.
Yeah.
No.
Well, the colours don't exactly look grey. That looks more like a greeny colour. Featured artist did this. Looks like it's a ghost. Oh, there's the mark as well. And it's by Derek Overfield. Derek Overfield creates powerful and expressive figures that would feel at home in both the ancient and contemporary world. His style is rooted in the passions of antiquity. I'll put that on the screen, while being refreshing and raw in its modernity. His figures are relics from a more heroic time, fragmented and mysterious. Energy and variety are dear to him, so he creates works of immediacy that displays a balance of precise control, a balance of control and gestural abandon. Yeah. Devoid of ornamentation, they are instead simple and spontaneous, minimal yet compelling. His work brings with it a bold and heroic presence, a one-of-a-kind and unique experience. Similarly, he feels honoured to be part of an age-old tradition of figurative art. Collectors of his work partake in that figurative tradition as well. Oh my god, the many words that I cannot read. They too celebrate the primal yet divine nature of mankind, potent and strange force of humanity. Figurative art has always been part of Derek's life. Read the words on the page. He was immense in the dynamic figures of comic book art, learning the unique language of the body. In college, he began to work from life forms and pore over books of art. In life drawing classes, he met his future wife, painter Lauren Batiste Adams, and their mutual love of art has taken them on many trips together to see timeless figurative art. That's so sweet. Oh, Derek's work has been shown in numerous competitions and expeditions and was featured in Dawn from Life, Tips and Tricks for Contemporary Life Drawing by Helen Birch. You can find his work featured on art and design blogs and in the homes of collectors around the world. He is currently working on an online drawing course. Please visit, and then it has the www.derekoverfield.com/drawing course drawing course.html for more information. I'll put that in the description below so you can check that out, because I don't know if I said that right or thinking. But also he has his website and his Instagram, which I'll put in the description below, and there's his work. It really is nice, and do you know, like this, it looks like a kind of like Ghost or some sort of like an episode of, what is it, Doctor Who, when they're going either too slow or too fast that you can still see their movements and stuff. It kind of reminds me of that. It's just quite nice. There's no like facial features, but you can make out some facial features, which is kind of really weird. Now I'm gonna open up these and see the colours before I actually go into the book. So here we go. So we have, these are Derwent XL tinted charcoal charcoal blocks. And this is pretty much where he got the colour from, which is, it looks like it's green and then a yellowy colour. I'm not going to get them out right now. I'll get them out when I actually get my my sketch back out. However, I've got these nails on and they're like individual crystals. How dirty do you think these will get?
A lot dirty, I'll say that.
Yeah. Wow. Oh, that gradient looks amazing. However, this section here. Nope. That looks darker. Oh, are these supposed to switch then? That's a bit better. That's a bit better. No. Yeah, the third, that, yeah. Let's check in the scroller scene and let's, because that, it just feels so nice. Oh, also, this is the sticker. It's part of the work. You can see the hand there and the face. Sticker. Sweetie, yeah. So we have earthy tones. So that's the yellow and green. And then the grayscale charcoal tones. There's Derek Overfield, and they do a little featured sit down with the artist. They're amazing. These are scroller tips, so you can actually water it down, swatch it, plan ahead, the basic, water it down, soft powder and mark making, the deep dive. Ooh, we can add a brush here and behind the artwork. So this drawing begun with a pose. Finding the right pose is the instinctual process that must be captured and not crafted. As an artist, I can suggest poses, but ultimately allowing the body to move before positioning naturally is the best strategy. Once I found a natural yet dynamic pose, I set about first to simply observe. I note several traits that are key to the resultant drawing. First is weight. How does the figure carry its weight? Noting this helps to create movement in the drawing. I also note the posture of the figure's hands. They are open or closed. Are they open or closed, together or far away from each other? Receding or advancing? How do they affect the figure's weight distribution? Next, I observe the highlights and shadows of the features. Where's the brightest highlights and the deepest shadows? Where are the monotone, mid-tones? And then I ask myself what area I want to focus on most. Oh, this one was ScrawlrBox 110, and we had like some sort of watercolor. We had Real Brush Pro markers and 2 liners. Oh, that one's really nice because it's just using the one colour. I love that because I just love anything with animals in it, to be honest.
What, even that 8-eyed monster?
That 8-eyed fish is cute.
That's scary, that's sharp teeth.
This is the top 3. I love that frog, the samurai frog. That looks gorgeous, doesn't it? Wow. And that's really nice and subtle, just beautiful. Staff sesh. Someone else's art sample collection. We decided we have to share a few of our most loved supplies, starting with Kate. So this is all of her love supplies. That's in her pencil case and stuff. And there's some of her work. And then you've got Derek's stash of what he likes to use. And then we have abandoned artwork. Oh, a bear head. Oh, that's a bear head from Leonardo da Vinci. And then that's by Michelangelo.
No.
Anyway, the scroller challenge is unfinished business, so nothing's springing to mind, so I don't know if I will follow with that challenge or not. I'll test these out, swatch them, and see where it takes me. I do like the figure that he's done, but I don't know. That and that don't scream unfinished business to me. I don't know what would unfinished business be. Like, is that just me doing a drawing and then just being like halfway through? I'm done. It's done. We're fine. I don't know. Yeah. So I might look on Pinterest to see unfinished business to see how that would look. But I also want to just see where this takes me, because I love colour, and then to not have colour in a box, or the only colour that I really do have is these natural tones, is a little bit weird. However, I do like liner drawings and like grayscale drawings, so we've got this. And the paper is blue paper. That's amazing. That pop of blue is beautiful. So let's go from there. Where is my pencil? Any type of pencil will do. Oh, can I have a sharpener then? Another sharpener. Oh, I've got one. I've got a sharpener. ScrawlrBox 20 thingy. The is unfinished business, and that is from the is what's it called? Leakage from the other page. Go check that out. It's I'm trying watercolor pencils, and it's from Castle Arts. It's a let's try episode. So yeah, please go check that out. Let's go and oh my god, let's check these.
Oh.
Right, so first off, I want to try these. Let's get these out. Oh wow. Oh, it's got their own little divider as well. There they are. Why am I touching it like that? The XL tinted charcoal, just big blocks. Use as much pigment as we like. There's that one. That. And now let's... Can you get me the baby wipe, please? Get me the pack of baby wipes and then get me one out, please. I'm not going to do this every time I get charcoal on my hands. However, because I'm going to use these, I'm going to go from white to grey. So, I don't think white is going to show up, but there's white.
Ooh.
I cannot wait to see this gradient. That side, for some reason, was not having any of it. Let's have the other side. That's just weird. Oh, two more. Can we get it? Can we get it? Can we get it? Yeah, we should be able to. And then this one should be the darkest. Yes. Some of them are warm tones and some of them are cool tones. So I'd say this one is cold. Whereas the ones on either side, they're a lot more warmer. And I know it's weird, but these two blacks, that one looks more like a colder, whereas that looks warmer. Get what I mean? They're all of the colours and stuff. Let's go into the book and see what they say on swatching colours and stuff, and then we've got that to try out, which I don't know. Shall I try it out on this and or get at my blue? So the tips, the grades of the compressed charcoal might look the same, but they all have a varying level. The harder you press, the darker the tone on the page, and switch up the pressure. So let's just get one of them. Let's get this one, and from here let's lose. You also have different mark makings, so if we just had that, you could... And then you can water it down. So we did try that the soft powder like with here. Blue paper provides the perfect mid-tone, so use this to build your dark and light around it. You could also water down it. As these blocks are water soluble, you can add a splash for more watercolor type effect. Avoid using too much pigment on the page as they do clump with the water. Once dry, use the paintbrush marks are visible, leaving you a lovely painted on effect. So you can swipe a wet brush on the block and lay down the pigment, or pigment first, draw on your page, and then apply water using a damp paintbrush or wet finger. So they do actually use paintbrushes and water in the deep dive, so we'll try that out. With this, you can paint on the block, so let's get the block. A little bit of paint. A little bit on there. Oh wow. I feel like you need more water. No, you need less water and then just build it up. Or you can use the square. I'm going to use this one. Paint on, well, draw on there, and then add a little bit of water. You said a little bit because if you do too much, it'll get clunky.
Please, please.
I got you. Yeah, I gave you a paintbrush.
Yes.
I gave you a paintbrush. Go and get it off the table. And can you like there? I'm gonna get the blue paper. Do test it on the blue paper. Shh. I'm gonna half this like I did with another box, and then at least then I can have the tester of the art supplies and the deep dive in here. And how I'm gonna do it is I'm gonna actually have the tester on here, and you're able to like flip it upside down. And then on this side, I'll have the deep dive. I have 2 deep dives. I'll have the one for the blue paper. I'll stick the blue paper down. Yes, I'll stick the blue paper down, so then at least then we've got the deep dive on this full page. But you can see it on the black, on the blue and the white paper, like I did for a different ScrawlrBox, the black and the black paper. So yes, we'll do that. So let's test out these using this. Let that dry, and then I'll stick that on there. Still, nothing's coming to mind for unfinished business, so I'm going to test these all out, and then I'll look on Pinterest to see what I want to draw, or I might just draw with them and look at some references online to see what I want to do. I don't really know. So we have... No, Jade's not painting. There's the yellow, there's the green. I need to put more pigment down. Oh, Steve, wow.
Hey!
Literally, look at the difference in that. Yellow just became vibrant just by adding a little bit water on the base. And let's use this paint on the block in water. And there. I'm going to start with white again and go to the darkest colour, so let's white. I'm going to try and do the soft powder. Shave off the pigment. Where's my... That's a dry brush. It's very light. However you can, it's there. So that'd be cool to try. Make shades. And now I'm going to try and do that with the yellow. It stays on the brush. That pigment is not coming off. Let's try it. Doing this way would be a lot of hard work. I feel all I'm doing is moving the pigment around and not actually doing anything. Let's do the deep dive. Let's do the deep dive. And I'm thinking about doing a portrait. I want to draw maybe a full person's head and do it that way. So, warm up with us using compact charcoal and Derwent Excel blocks. Step 1, map out your sketch using the Derwent blocks and lightly draw in where you want the lily pads to be. Then, using the white Seawhite charcoal stick, draw in the border for your background. With this, you're supposed to just use the charcoal blocks and everything to try and thingy. So, because I'm going to do 2 tones, where I want the yellow to be, I want black green to be on this. And when I want yellow, I want green to be there. And then we have squiggly lines and dots. Right, now, how I'm going to do this is I'm going to use one of the mid-tones, and then on this side, I'll use the lighter side, and on that side, I'll use the darker side. These 2. So this one and this one. So, no, I should use that on this side. So I'll just map out a square, map out the square. And that is going to have yellow. Do I have to colour in, or am I just mapping it? And then step 2, gently colour in your background. Right now we're just mapping out everything. Step 2 is when you're colouring in the... Right, and then step 2, gently colour in your background with the white charcoal. Apply the charcoal to the page, then use a dry paint brush to blend out the pigment using small circular motions, pushing as much pigment into the tough tooth of the paper as you can due to the excess pigment by the holding your paper upright, giving it a light tap. And oh, that's just the dust off the pigment. Right now we're doing the background, so this side. I'm gonna use the white and all of that pigment around. I use the brush wherever that brush is. Right, I'm gonna add.
What, are you trying to copy that?
Kind of, yeah. Kind of copy it. I'm doing my own thing. It's better. They say to do it vertically. Tap, tap, tap. No, just blow. Blow away the pigment. Now, I could use black, but I'm not going to. So I'm gonna actually use the dark colour that I used to outline it. Right, now let's use the other side of this. Blend it out. I always do think using your finger to move it around is a bit better. So I want to do that with the wet white as well. Right, now step 3, colour in your lily pads using the frost green, dust off the excess, then using a wet paintbrush, blend the pigment into the page. All of the brush marks will show once dry, leaving you a painted effect. Let it dry. So colour it in. Oh, I've got to colour in that corner as well. There we go. Clean up where I can, or make a mess where I can.
Technically, that's always been a mess.
I know, but still, we get the paintbrush, get a wet paintbrush. It does look better with the green when it's wet. However, when it's dry, I don't know. The yellow looks nice. And then step 4, let all of that dry. So using the black charcoal, add in the outlines of the leafy lily pads. You can also add in extra flourishes using the orchid. Oh my, they've got colours. So this one is called Orchid XL block, and then this one's called Forest Green. Outline your background, your borders, and you know, do your little finishing touches. Black on this side, the outline. And wiggly lines. I'll do straight lines because I did wiggly lines there. I want them to kind of connect like that. Let's use the yellow dots around here. And green, no, white, the white line. Then wiggly line. Right, so that would have the dark outline, whereas that had the white outline. So let's get this grey and the lighter one on this one. Says this. Yes. When did that happen? Green, no, white. The white line. When did this break? I don't know. I'll see on camera. So this is the deep dive for that. I kind of like it. It's very nice. Right, I'm gonna go on Pinterest and just try and draw what I want to draw. Really, I don't know what I feel like I want to do people, so I'll do that. And I will actually use hairspray on both of these pages here, them side, because it stops the charcoal from transferring. So if I go through my sketchbook again, and I like my fingers cross over the page, they won't get onto my papers. So you give it a good dose of hairspray on the sheets and you'll be fine. That's a good tip just in case you have hairspray and using charcoal, just use that and just do it outside because it really does gas the place out. But good tip. This has been a few days, but I have done some drawing. Thought it'd be best if I did on the other page some drawings. I've done 2 people, female, male. I've left a bit of gaps here just in case I want to add. I want to use charcoal in some other way. So I have a male and a female to want to like colour in and stuff. Different ways to try and do it. Because I want to try and see if I can underpaint. I want to. On the female, I want to use the yellow colour, kind of underpaint her skin and use the green for the hair. And then on the male, do the opposite. I want to use green for the skin and the yellow for the hair. And then I'm going to use the charcoals to add shade, well, highlights and lowlights. Do you need to rub that out? I also need, no, that. I'm going to use this as a rubber, and we need this to, cause I'm going to add water to this. And that's how I'm going to paint it on. This has had gouache in it, but I wanted to use this one over my other one because my other one is very dirty. I just can't be arsed cleaning it right now. And this one may have, that's green. That's like a yellow. Would I be better to? Yeah, no, I should not. I should have just tried to find my eraser. I have X-Files in the background. I need to watch this before. Why? I've just made it worse. Ah, there we go. No. Right, let's get this out. Ta-da! And I'm not gonna... Oh, that broke. I don't even know how that broke. Hopefully I can see it in the video when I'm editing. So we scrape. Just a tiny bit. Let's... Oh, crap. Scrape. Careful, Kai. Crap. No, you shouldn't say that.
Cheers. Yes.
Do you know what? Let's paint it all over the skin because we can still add white. So we can always make her pupils white by just adding what? Not pupils. Yep, no, not pupils. The whites of her eyes, whatever that's called. It's not iris. I thought I had it a bit too watery, but I don't know. Maybe. And let's do his hair while we're at it. And I didn't know where I was going with his hair, so actually let's get the pictures on my Pinterest. I'm using the board that's called Portraits.
Board?
Yeah, the board. I'm using the board Portraits. So if you do want to see other drawings or try and draw along with me, go ahead. This is the hair, isn't it? A lot more pigment and the same amount of water. I should have done the hair a bit better than I have. Now the green, I'm going to actually add more pigment. Now let's add it to the guy. That is really dark. I'm gonna do the entire thing again, the entire face. Now, I'm gonna let that dry, properly dry, and then we can start adding this. Whichever one I like the best, I'll use that as the skin. I do think I'll be using this one because that's a bit too dark as the skin tone because I can't really see the facial features. I think it's going to be harder to add darkness to that as a skin. However, we have a load of range of whiteness, of lightness, so unless we do an alien with green skin. They're both actually drawings by other artists, so they're not actual photos. So I'm going to use the shading and the highlights that they've done, obviously. Where do I start? Start with the female because she's dry. Yeah. That's probably the darkest shade for her skin. Yes, yeah. So I'm going to actually... I don't know if it's to start with the highlights or the shade. We'll start with the shades. So I'm going to use these three as the shades. However, that one looks more darker than this one. This, I'm not going to do it pretty, or I'm going to try and not do it pretty. I'm just going to go where the flow takes me. Go lighter. I'm just going to keep on blowing any dust away. And I'm literally just putting places down, pull down where I feel like it should go. Let's actually do the white iris. No, not to do anything too detailed. Let's actually do the black of her eye. What do you think? Actually, let's do... I think I've just given her bags. I don't know, I quite like it. Yeah, I actually like it in a weird sort of way. Like, it's not finished, or it's supposed to be like quite rushed and, well, not, yeah, rushed and not like technical or intricate. That's what I meant. Not intricate and stuff. So let's do the guy. And I'm actually gonna start with lighter colors for the guy. His, try and make out the shapes that I drew before. No, I know. See up there. Yes, I'm going to use the darker colour for the hair and try and work out where I want that. No, can't really see that because of the green that's so close, but go over where it's darker. Take out the white lines everywhere. Go darker. Don't think that's dark enough. Let's do this one. There we go. What do you think? I like that. I just think it was easier. I don't know. I like that colour as the hair, but I also like this kind of combo going on. I wanna draw another person, and we'll just do it based on how I feel of the drawing and see if I should do it with the green undertone or the yellow undertone. Okay. I'm also thinking I should use like a black and white image. She looks nice. I feel like it's too much going on there, because that's nice. We will do you. Oh, and it's also on blue paper. We forgot about the blue paper. I should really test out a drawing on this blue paper. You know what? We're gonna do multiple drawings, and I'm gonna just have it like this. So I started the final piece, and I'm trying to go for more portraits, or like, you know, fit a dead on. And I was using the black and white and stuff, and I'm pretty sure I explained this in the video, but yeah, so I'm using my mechanical pencil on this paper, and then I can just like erase a little bit. I was well weird because when doing this you can't really see the outlines properly. That's why you can see me picking it up and putting it down every now and again, because the reflection on it was really hard. And then also because I don't know what I was trying to do, but I was trying to like add in lightness and then I think I added in light where it was supposed to be dark, and I totally forgot about it all, and I used like the blue paper like the skin. Hi. Um so yeah, and then with the charcoal, the green and yellow things, I wanted to use like paint. So I added I grated it off and added a little bit of water in it until it became a paste, and then you literally could use it like paint. And as you can see, it could dry on and stuff like that, and it was really cool. But as I'm going on and doing this piece, it just did not look right, and it wasn't flowing. And I tried using the the grayscale pastels, and tried to um give her shadows and her clothes and stuff. And I think in the end I gave her like eye bags. So yeah, I really didn't like this piece, but I really love, or I wanted to try and like use these mediums a little bit better than my first thing. And I was like, this isn't going well. And I tried my hardest to carry on, and I did try to layer on charcoal on top of the painted stuff. They didn't really work as well as I thought it was. So I'm classing this as a test piece. I literally just carried on and just messed around with it. So then I could do a second piece, and you'll see that very soon. But yeah, I tried and failed, but it let me know what I needed to do for the next piece. And again, that one was a trial and error. We'll get there. But yeah, as you can see, I don't think I did the sketch right as well towards the reference image. Like you can see the reference image, and mine isn't that. Now I don't know whether that's because I've not used the right colors or shades and stuff. But yeah, at this point, I'm giving up. But I do want to add an outline. I think adding an outline, I don't know. I thought it was going to make it better. Oh, and the nose. Oh my God. I'm just making it worse. But yeah, so that was fun. Now we're on to this other one, and I really love this skull kind of thing going on. So I wanted to do again the face on with a skull, and I love this drawing. I love this kind of like this piece, and I was really happy with it. But you'll see mistakes were made. But yeah, and with this, I do what I normally do. I just do a nice little sketch. I do the shapes and then like re refine those shapes. Um, I don't know. I love drawing a good skull bone, like a skull. I kind of like that, and I like the macabre kind of thing going on. I did that in high school. I did like a project on macabre and that sort of stuff, and it was weird. I was in that phase, and sometimes I like going back to that phase because I do see some really nice pictures and drawings. But I did use that paste kind of thing, and the way I did it is I wanted to mostly use that dark green color, and add it on where the darkest shades would be, and then I tried to add in the that yellow to just her skin, so nothing on the skull because I just wanted that to be like just skin itself. I did want to do the shape, so I did try and do the like the little flower petal thing on the forehead. Sorry, I added it to the teeth, and I went in and shaped out the cheekbones on both sides. I forgot I did that, but yeah, I obviously did that. Um, and I love it, and it's going really well. And I added too much. Now this is me thinking, what should I do? Because I really liked it as is, but I really wanted to add the charcoals to it and add shade and depth to it. And I do that, and I'm happy. And as you can see, I'm watching Sword Art Online at the side of me. I like doing that. I like being able to like while drawing, being able to watch. Yeah, while I'm drawing, I like to like watch stuff off the side. Now, with the skull one, think I came back the next day actually, as you can see. But with the skull one, I try to be a little bit more delicate and add in little bits and try and fade it out with a cotton pad. And then I found out the cotton pad is just taking away the color in it, and I didn't like that. Um, you know what? That's going really well there with the skull, and I'm really loving it. Let's see where I go wrong, where I'm like, why did I do that? But yeah, yeah, no. I'm just watching along with you guys now. Yeah, oh yeah, I did a paintbrush because I thought paintbrush might be bit better than a cotton pad. So basically with the paintbrush you can kind of like work it in, or take away any excess by just lightly brushing it away. Uh I still need more practice with that sort of thing, but it did work out.
and I'm really happy with that. And then I tried to do the female side, and I think that's where I went wrong. And I did the exact same thing I did for the last one. I tried to lighten up the skin, and everything just got muddy and messy, and it looks nice like now. But yeah, something in my mind when I was doing this just went, nope, I don't like it anymore. And I did a final piece. So we will be seeing that soon because I am near to the end of this one. But what do you think? Like out of these two, do you think I did too? Oh yeah, I added the charcoal on top to try and make it more prominent. It didn't. It kind of faded and didn't it wasn't as sharp as I thought it was going to be. But yeah, so which these two I would class as my failures. But would you class any of these as a failure? Like, would you have seen this one and been like, yeah, no, that's all right? Because I'm looking at them and I'm like, no, I don't like it. So in the end, and I realized, you know what? What's really bugging me is it's them two green and yellow charcoal things. So in the end, I decided, you know what? And I think the blue paper is just so nice. I wanted to like let that shine and then also use the grayscale pastels. So literally for this last one, I just used the skull trying to come out of the paper, and literally all I did was use the grayscale pastels, and I do stray away from the from the what's imagey the reference image, but in the end I'm really happy, and basically just layer on. I use midtones and then get him lighter and then in some places darker, and I'm just really happy with this. So yeah, I'm gonna talk in a minute because my brother says something that I really loved and I wanted to add that into the video. So here it is.
That's well cool.
Yeah, so, it is going really well and I'm happy with it. It's just I like it and then it fucks up. So I'm just hoping that this can stay good. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh.
And that was really how I felt. Like I really, it was in my mind, nothing was working. I really just wanted to go back to basics and literally just use the one big thing that I really loved from this was the blue paper, and then obviously the white to black charcoal thing is. Now, don't get me wrong, the yellow and green was really cool. I loved being able to paint to use it like paint in a sense, like paste. It was great. And as you can see, like in the earlier ones, the way it dried, it goes on dark and then dries up to a nice light one. But every time I used it, I don't know what it was. It just wasn't working for me. So in the end, I do this skull and I'm really happy with this skull. Um, just being kind of free with it. So yeah, and I'm going to say that is part of what was supposed to be, the with the challenge being unfinished business. I thought, you know what? It's a skull. It's a person trying to come out and deal with unfinished business. That's how we're gonna word this. So yeah, so I'm pretty much near the end. I hope that you liked this video. I hope that you liked the way that just how even though you fail once and the second time, it doesn't mean you're gonna fail a third time. Always try new things. And this was a really fun box, even though it wasn't really my box. Like I didn't really feel it. I love this. It was really good to try, and I'm happy with everything that I got in this box. I don't know if I'll go back to them XL charcoal things, but I might do. It might be one of the things I have in my pencil case, and then just out of nowhere start drawing with one day. And yeah, so I'm actually happy with this. And it was a really roller coaster because I was like, oh my god, how am I going to do this? And it was fun. So, and that's pretty much what a scroll box is. It's just trying new things, and things that you've never tried before, things that you wouldn't even buy for yourself. And yeah, so that's it. That's it. But yeah, I had fun. It was fun. And I know that sounds really weird just saying fun over that, but I am actually really happy with how this turned out. It's weird. But yeah, so I hope that you like this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope that you have a wonderful day filled with creativity. Bye.